All right, welcome to another Freeform Rock Podcast YouTube exclusive. Charles, man, you had something to say, or what's up, man?
Well, yeah, man. Normally we do like BS part two on this fucking show, and I don't really like that. So let's talk about the Bullet Boys. I still stand behind. There was like maybe two songs that was good. Sorry there, Mark Torian. You shared our review.
Twice.
Your album sucked. Your band sucks, and that's how it goes. But I didn't mind Smooth Up In Ya.
Of
Or
course.
the cover of For the Love of Money.
I
But
did
the
a
rest of it
review of
was
a I did a review of
go
a
ahead.
Bullet Boys album once.
Which one? We
Mm,
didn't do one. I don't think we did. We do the
I did
freak.
one on my when
I
I
think
was doing things like
we didn't do Freak Show.
no, I did one where they did a bunch of covers.
I love Freak Show.
Great album.
Freak-
Their first album, like I said, I agree with Charles, man. Totally fucking blows, dude, and I stand by it. But I think Mark Torian's a talented dude, man. Don't get me wrong. I just think he could have done better his first album. But his later
And it
stuff
was
is
hair
bad.
metal.
Yeah.
It was hair metal.
Right.
Yeah,
It was hair metal. And it's not derogatory to say hair metal. It's not. Sorry, Mark. It's the way it goes.
I think that
But-
as long as I still have some hair, even though I'm getting a little bit where unless I do this, it kind of makes it look like I don't.
Yeah,
But as long as I still
getting there
have
too,
some
so.
hair,
Mine is
Oh,
shaved.
yeah.
I'm good.
as long as
I'm
I
bald.
still have some hair, and facial hair is included in that, I think we all can say that we wouldn't mind being called hair, you know?
No. And then Lee, on top of it. Once again, you have a fan
I
that
hear
I've
you.
kept pointing to you who likes to know about your fetish about tucked in shirts. And
Yeah.
we just did a great review. Mark Alden Taylor is getting mad about that he's starting to like some Noel Gallagher's high
I
flying
tell him
birds.
things. He uses it against me, man. It sucks.
It's
Okay.
good stuff,
It's a
man.
fan.
It's good stuff.
It is.
Yeah,
I don't like
man.
Liam that much.
But that's not Oasis. This is Noel on his own.
Yeah,
And
but he sounded
does
like
cool
Duran
shit.
Duran mixed with the Smiths. Of course, I'm gonna like that kind of beat.
Yeah.
Well,
Lee-
it's like
Lee. Go
oh,
ahead,
go on.
Lee.
Oh,
No,
it's
go ahead.
like
Lee.
it's like Rick Danko in the group The Band. He was always kind of like the rickety guy, like he always looked like he was about to fall because he had a nervous collapse and drank too much coffee and was shaking, and his vocal style and his songs are hittery jittery. But his solo album was better than anything any of the other members or the band as a group ever did.
Ooh, I like
So-
Robbie Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind him, but if you want to hear an absolute great album, they streaming services are very weird. It's like I might tell you it's not on streaming service, and then the next day it becomes available on streaming service. That finally happened with Chris Jagger's first album. So you never know if Rick Danko's album will finally be on streaming service. He wrote all the songs with a guy named Bobby Charles, and his album is on streaming. You know, so if you want to hear something where some of the songs are Bobby Charles's versions, you can hear it. But I think Rick Danko did better overall.
Well, like I've told Mark 1,000 times, Noel just came out and said Sum 4141 is the worst band ever. And
Yeah. Fuck that band.
he likes U2, which I'm not that wild about U2. But Noel is like one of us for real. And he writes great songs, man. That's the way it goes, man. He writes
Yeah.
great shit.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's pretty good, man. He's like one of our style.
He's not bad. I like you two better by a large margin. But I know a lot of you guys don't, because a lot of our people are like stuck in their own fucking 1983 70 metal. They don't want to listen to anything else. But
Not true at all.
Noel's not metal at all.
I know, but some
At
people
all.
are stuck in that. There, I don't listen to anything past 1980. Lee, I don't listen to anything into the 80s unless it caught me.
Well, I am like that with you too. Anything after Rattle and the
Yeah.
fucking blows chunks. Sorry.
I thought they
I
made it
agree.
true.
I'll put it to you like this. I generally will say that if I'm going into a record store and I'm looking for an album and the date is past 1978, I think this is probably too new, so I don't want to get it. But then if someone gets pissed off and throws it in my window and I can't help but have it, then I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I just want to produce this to Mark Alden Taylor. I mean, even back to say Oasis's first album, definitely maybe. They were
Love
like,
that album.
people were saying,
Mhm.
"Oh, they're a Beatles knockoff," you know. But I mean, there's so much rock and roll covering each other and copying each other that I think sometimes people are like, would have been like me initially, where I'd have been like, "Oh, they're not the Beatles." But once you listen to the songs, I'm not gonna say like 100% of their songs, but I bet you like 75% or more, because the dude does away, and I have to give Lee Gerstmann credit to this one, where he can take an old song, where he can take an old song and change it around enough to where you're like, oh, this is pretty cool, because he
Did I do
changes a
that?
lot of it enough. Yes, you did, by the way.
Huh.
And
Oh yeah, I did.
credit
Actually.
to Lee. Credit to Lee for that. And he's one of us. I mean, he's in our age group. He enjoys what's good. He loves the Smiths.
Yeah.
He loves boy, he's from Manchester.
He
Johnny
likes Oingo
Morrissey.
Boingo too. He
Of
likes
course
Oingo
he
I
does.
don't know about that.
You're
I don't know
almost
about that.
making me want to find out if he's going to play in a club, and then I can meet him and talk music with him.
He'll be in New York with Garbage.
You like
Okay.
Garbage,
If you like-
Lee?
I remember liking what I heard and then forgetting it 5 minutes later. But
Yeah.
I liked it.
That's what Garbage is. They're a good band. But
I like the first
forget
three
them really
albums.
quick. You
First
forget
three
them
albums
really
are pretty-
quick.
Butch Vig
Yeah.
is in that band who produced that fucking great Nirvana album. There you go. But
Never mind, which she was in Shirley Manson is a pretty nice looking woman.
Yes,
by the way.
indeed, man. Indeed.
Yeah.
see, this
But
is
I
it.
would leave after Noel. I would leave after Noel.
See
If-
this.
if,
I just say
I'm gonna be
this isn't the BS sessions, because we have more of a format. Right here, we're just fucking chucking shit out.
right.
I'm gonna say that if they're playing in a club, even if it's the Iridium, I'll go to that. But if it's at Madison Square Garden, I'm not going to that. Because
Why haven't you went to Billy Joel there?
Where?
Madison Square Garden. He plays there every month.
I don't go to Madison
He's
Square
just telling
Garden.
you why.
I
He's
know,
telling you
but
why.
Billy Joel. I would see
Nah,
him
it's too
anywhere.
much.
I
It's money.
still. Hey, I admit I'm a Billy Joel fan.
I know.
had all of his songbooks. He's an influence on my writing style, but I mean, his tickets are like
$100,
way
yeah.
too much. Yeah,
I understand. I understand that, but the thing is, I would pay $100 to see Billy Joel. I don't care if it's in the back, because they have screens now, and just to see that genius play one more time is fucking a dream, dude. I love me some Billy Joel. I seen him once, fantastic concert on the Stormfront tour.
I saw that one too.
Amazing, dude. He sang a lot of Beatles too. Fucking cool.
If Tori Amos comes back, and I think she will. I think she's doing some new stuff. I might go to see her. I actually went to one of her concerts before, and I did get to talk with her. That's one thing about her, is she's makes herself available to talk.
Fucking
Of
brilliant,
course, everybody
brilliant songwriter. Brilliant
rushes. They rush up to her, so I only was able to get a few seconds. But
I like
she
that
was
word. Rush.
she responded to me by
Ah,
actually speaking to me, whereas a lot of people, she just sort of smiled and didn't say anything. So that was cool.
Mark,
You
you
know?
lost a little bit of respect for me when you say the debut of Rush doesn't count.
I didn't say
I'm
it
sorry.
doesn't count. I said it's not Rush, the Caress of Steel. Like I said on the podcast, Caress of Steel. But when me and Lee did that. But no, I put that last in the Rush category because I'm a huge Neil Peart lyrics and drum. Like in
Working Man is what made them in the States.
but it was still made into a medley later in Rush shows with Murky Man in the Mood and 2112 Overture. They didn't really play the full version of those songs in their later concerts. Dude, they played more of the newer stuff.
I like the different incarnations in sound of Rush, but I will say that for me, one of the best albums that they did was their first album, because it's more to my liking.
But it was more like Rush.
Yeah.
It was more like Led Zeppelin and Who. It wasn't.
It was
Rush.
more rock. It was more rock than.
But
Well,
it wasn't Rush. What Rush became.
Is that going to make me think I don't like it?
I love that album,
you
but I put it last in their.
You mentioned one of my favorite bands, Led Zeppelin, and I saw Jimmy Page live, and I'm glad I did. And you know, hey, I'd probably see him again. I won't pay $100, but I'd see him again. But the thing is, the Who, I like some of the Who. I like some songs of the Who, but the only album of the Who that I really like the whole thing of is Face Dances, which is a later album, but it's the one album that I like.
Imminent Front rules.
That's from the
Yeah.
when it's. I
Oh,
like
it's
that
hard.
song,
That's from
but
It's Hard. That's from It's Hard. My bad.
Come on, it's not as good as Who's Next. Come on.
I grew up with
They're
Who's
by the
Next,
numbers.
and well, By the Numbers is a little more ballady. I mean, I will listen to it, but I find that
Jesus Christ,
there's always
Hey, Lee
songs.
liked Who's Next. We did a review.
There is some songs that are the ballads that I don't love on Who's Next, whereas on Face Dances, I'm a little more cool with it because I like the songs. I
You don't like to
Let
go
the
beep beep, right? I remember you don't like Going Mobile. Wasn't that one of the songs you didn't like?
I thought I actually like it, but maybe on that day I didn't.
I don't know. I remember.
My
You
favorite
didn't like
Who
Behind
album
Blue Eyes. You didn't like Behind Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What?
he didn't like that song. He likes the Limp Bizkit version better. No, I'm joking.
I think I do like it better.
You like the Limp Bizkit version better of Behind Blue Eyes?
I don't know. I'm drinking.
That was never
Lee,
my
I'm gonna
favorite
have to-
song by them. That was never my favorite
Lee,
song
I'm gonna
by
have
them.
to. I'm gonna have to rethink this relationship here.
Yeah,
Limp Bizkit's Behind Blue Eyes is better.
That version is horrible.
You can berate me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
I'm okay with
Tommy is their best album.
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh,
100%.
I like Next better.
Tommy.
No, Tommy.
I like
Tommy
Next
rules.
because it's got fucking Won't Get
And
Fooled
then maybe
Again.
Quadrophenia.
Oh, Quadrophenia's number 2. Fucking
Did
Love
you
Rain
see
on
Who's
Tommy?
next?
Did you
Who's
see
next?
the
Number 3.
Did you see the film Tommy? And did you see it in a theater?
Yes.
No, I didn't see it in the
No,
theater.
but I've seen it on TV.
I saw it in the theater. I was about maybe 7.
There's that 5
And-
years.
I was
Huh?
3.
The 5 years you got on me, you get to see shit.
Yeah. Come on, Lee.
Well,
That's
I
not
saw
fair.
it in a college. It wasn't in a major thing, but it was at college in Marin, and my sister brought me to it, and I saw it, and it was good. But what I'm going to say is the Who version, which I did have, and once in a while I will listen to it occasionally, but it's not my favorite Who album at all. In fact, it's probably the I'm not going to say I'm going to say it compares with. No, I don't know, but it's probably one of the albums that I don't care for by them as much.
I like the Who's Next 1, and then I like Quadrophenia 2 and Tommy 3.
I do like the album Who Are You?
That's a good album too, yeah.
Yeah.
I like all their shit, man. They fucking, I think they're pretty cool. Maybe even their last album, I think Dr. Fuck liked it, the last Who album. That was pretty cool too.
I'm not sure, but I think Kenny Jones was in the concert that I saw too. So not the Who concert, but I think he was playing, he might have been playing drums, so I might have seen, even though he's not the original member of the Who, I might have indirectly heard the Who live because of him being a drummer. I think Kenny Jones was playing behind Eric Clapton.
He was
That's
in that
what I
band
think.
with Paul Rogers. What was that called?
That was Chris Slade.
No, he was in the band with Paul Rogers.
The Firm?
Oh, not the Firm, the other one.
No,
Boy,
Kenny
I'm sorry.
Jones is with the Law.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you corrected me.
The Law is a good album, dude.
Cool. I have to listen to it.
Oh, that's a fucking great album. But it's something
I saw Paul Rogers live too.
I just want to ask all you guys. I know opinions on the new Extreme album, but what about the Rival Sons and the new Noel Gallagher album, Jerry?
I haven't heard the Rival Sons yet, but
Ooh.
you know, I'm impressed with the Noel Gallagher so far, man. It's pretty good. Yeah,
This
I'm going to get
album-
to it eventually. But yeah, I'm really impressed with Noel Gallagher's solo stuff, man. Never got into it before, but
I did a review of it with Charles on my podcast.
good
Yeah,
stuff.
man. Did you listen to the new Rival Sons yet, Lee?
I have listened to the new Extreme, and it's terrible.
I did not know that it came out.
Yeah, it's called Dark Water.
Okay.
I like the little serpent up there. It's pretty cool.
I'll
This album
check it
is
out.
way better than the Extreme album, but you know me, I love the Extreme album also. And so
I-
You know those guys have a song. On
I
the
haven't
Chevy
heard
commercial?
of. I just recently found out that Extreme did the album, so I don't
they have
know
a new
yet.
album that came out on Friday called Six, and then the Foo Fighters have a new album. It looks like the White Album.
Both of them are terrible.
I love the new
recommend.
Foo Fighters album,
Extreme one is terrible,
and the
man.
new
It's
Buck
garbage.
Cherry is pretty good. But
That's not too good either.
so what do you have you heard the new Rival Sons album, Charles? I know you heard the new Noel Gallagher album.
No, but I'm not gonna talk shit on the Foo Fighters by beating Noel's #1 streak in England. He was on 11, and Foo Fighters won. Good for them. They got the death rub, but
They're huge in England.
Noel's album is a work of art. I really
Not
think
bad.
that it's really, 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 really good.
I like it.
Um,
I gotta say.
But I'll check out the other ones. Extreme, I did like the one song that was in a black and white video. Can't remember the name of it. But the rest of it sounded like their normal Gary Sharon.
Dude, he's got so much range.
Actually, to me, it sounds like they didn't put enough effort into this album, dude. It was just
He
boring,
sucks.
dude. Yeah.
He
They're usually
sucks.
more like energetic and shit like that, but they just sound like they're going through the motions on this album.
Dude,
Sorry.
Nuno sang some songs. Fucking pretty cool.
He's
For
got a good
20
voice. He can
some
sing.
Yeah.
For 20 some years later, Nuno will be back on the road with Rihanna.
Ah,
And totally, because he makes more money on that. And but I'll check out the Rival Sons. But I mean, Noel's album is. I will say I'm biased. I will admit I'm biased. But it's a fantastic album, other than maybe one song.
oh, I'm just saying that fucking.
Unlike Metallica, where they put out 5 good songs and the rest of it was.
5? That's generous.
Nah.
Yeah, maybe. Even Overkill was a little underwhelming. It was okay. It wasn't
That
to the
new Metal
standard of
Church
their
album's
debut.
fucking great.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be
but
on my list as far as reviews.
It's okay. It's okay, but Knowles is different because it's mellow. Oh man, it's really good. It is really.
I
But
like
you're always going to give your favorites a little more leeway. You know what I mean? No matter what.
Maybe,
So.
maybe.
Yeah,
But there's nothing wrong.
But
with
I mean,
that. Nothing wrong with that.
to give Jerry a little love, he hadn't heard the Ballad of the Mighty Eye before, but he listened to that on Almost Human page.
Pretty
It's
fucking
like,
good.
wow,
dude.
that's pretty good. And that was 2
and I
albums.
wasn't going to.
Ago.
I admit I wasn't going to, and I was like, fuck it, and I put it on, and I'm glad I did.
Man. It's got Johnny Marr on the guitar solo.
fucking Smith's Rule.
He's awesome. Johnny Marr is such an underrated guitar player.
He made one Pretenders album that's pretty cool too. So.
I
Johnny
liked
Marr
what he did in the
rules.
group Electric.
He was also in that one band from Seattle, that fucking band with the birds.
I don't know what all he was in, but Johnny Marr is an underrated guitar player by far.
I agree.
He's awesome. And Noel's buddies with him because they're from Manchester, and it's a good album. So I'll check out Rival Sons. I know Extreme is shit. That goes without saying. And I stand by my little 7-second video on Mark and Jerry. BS. They still suck. Why did they put an ape on the cover of the album?
Who cares? Because they're back. They're gorilla. They're back, man.
In this time in fucking, with all the woke shit, they put an ape on the cover.
Who cares?
Is that smart?
Yeah. Fucking rules.
It sucks.
It's probably gonna be the number 1 album on the rock charts.
They would have been more honest if they put a pile of shit on it, but
Yeah,
maybe Foo Fighters will knock them off. But,
if it is, that's because people like Jody Grind.
Oh,
well, I love Jody Grind. I love. Jody
that
Grind. I met Greta Van Fleet. Greta Van Fleet.
Oh man,
I like the first 2 albums. I like
how are they? How are they?
First 2 albums are
Greta
cool.
Van Fleet is terrible
as people. No, I'm talking about you. You said you met them. How are they as people?
I didn't meet them. I
thought you said you met them.
No, they're idiots.
Okay.
I mean, remember back at Mark Alden Taylor? Tell the truth. When like Whitesnake came out with that album with Still the Night and all that, did not everybody dog them out because they were supposedly a Zeppelin ripoff?
They did the same thing with fucking what's that other band? What was that band?
Oh,
Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come, yeah.
Kingdom Come.
By the way, I was just going to say quick. You probably said you meant Greta Van Fleet, not that you met them. I just wanted to say I apologize because I misheard you.
It's all good.
Robert Plant even hated Coverdale and Page, which is an amazing album, though.
It is.
It's awesome.
It's actually not. I like Outrider better.
What? You like Outrider? It's a horrible album.
It takes David Coverdale 5 minutes to go, and I want to share.
Lee's
Year
just losing it.
three. And I don't have the patience for that. Especially when
Tree
that's not the
rules.
only song.
Absolution
That's
Blues.
not the only song that does it.
No wonder
And
you
that's
never
one
do
of the
that album
better
with-
songs.
I kept pushing, let's do Coverdale Page. He goes, no, let's do this album. Now I know why.
And I like Jimmy Page and
I
I
know,
like David
I-
Coverdale. But I like Outrider. I'm sorry, I do.
I love
do think
Outrider, dude. Outrider
I
rules.
think I think that the guy who sings the last two songs on side 2 is a really, he sounds like one of my horrible relatives who will sing over something and I go, please leave. But musically, it's all of it is great.
I gotta ask Charles a question. This has been bugging me for a while.
Yeah.
Why is a bar band a bad thing?
Because
Because why?
Holy
All the
shit.
good bands
I s-
started in bar bands.
I sit in the middle between you and fucking Bob Hay, who Bob Hay has to root for like people like Tay Tay and people that do like millions upon millions. But then again, when you go see Buck Cherry, who will play a bar, unless they're opening for, say, GNR or Motley Crue, I don't know. I mean, it's a delicate balance there. Fucking bar bands can be okay, but then again, I like talent, so I don't know. I'm caught in the middle there. I
Well-
saw the passive aggressive post today on Facebook and didn't make a mention of it, but it just depends on who it is. I mean, there's some great bands that start out good, like the Bullet Boys. They're just shit. There you go.
No,
They ain't done
Mark
nothing
Torrin,
good.
I love you, man. Keep
I don't.
retweeting Freeform Rock Podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you can retweet all you want. That album sucks. So is your band. And but it depends. It depends on what we're talking about. But on the certain band, but or group. But normally, I'm not.
Weren't the Beatles
I
a
go
bar
for-
band?
in Hamburg. That
Yeah,
was it.
they were a
And
bar
then they were
band.
the great.
And bar bands
But they were
become
the
like
greatest.
great bands. So did Aerosmith.
But they
were a
weren't.
bar band.
They weren't. They started the stadium show deal with Shea Stadium.
I'm saying
Um,
Aerosmith was a bar band.
I would say there's a big difference between
Yeah, the Beatles and Bullet Boys.
1959 Hamburg bar bands when it was, let's go see new music, you know, before even
Yeah.
before even regular, before telephones were better. And the
Well, I
difference
give you-
between that and going to a bodega where some guy has a guitar and puts out a hat saying bus fare home please, and then you find out he's the guy who's playing in the local bar because his brother owns it. There's a big difference.
I'll give
I'm
you
just
good,
saying all
I'm
the
gonna
good
give
bands.
No, I'll give you a good point there, Lee. Buck Cherry, Mark's one of his favorites.
Yeah, I like Buck
He
Cherry.
creams. He whips out his cock, beats his meat all over that fucking screen over some Buck Cherry,
Fuck yeah.
and
Sleaze
they
Rock,
will
man.
do. They will do a bar unless they're opening for Motley Crue or GNR.
They're doing a
I
tour
think
with,
that he probably puts a tattoo on his arm for each bar he's been in, and he's got so many tattoos that the tattoos are now going to have to perform the show while he sits backstage.
I'm just saying all the good bands that we got in the 70s. Ted Nugent, Heart, like in Rush,
Fog Hat.
Foghat, they all played in bars. Leonard Skinner. And the thing is, when you don't have people throwing bottles at you, you don't know you suck. So that actually gives them more credibility because they played.
There's
Well,
a
what about-
there's a difference. There's a difference where you're starting out or established. Those guys were starting out and paying their dues.
Yeah,
I mean,
these new bands
like Buck
don't.
Cherry, these bands like Buck Cherry and shit can't sell out a pay toilet. You know,
Buck Cherry's
without-
awesome, dude.
I
It's
mean-
fucking sleaze rock. It's sleaze.
People
Because
talk
they're-
about
it's
the
not,
group.
I'm not ragging on you. I'm
They're
just saying. it's
people-
Would you
fact.
rather listen to absurd or old school than a new Buck Cherry
They're
song?
I'm not
GNR,
saying
they're-
either way. I'm
people-
saying it's just fact, dude. I mean,
People-
They're GNR wannabes.
People-
They are
people
GNR
talk-
wannabes.
They do their own shit.
They're GNR wannabes.
People talk about the group the Strokes as being a good band, and I think, wow, this is a great 10 seconds.
I don't like the
That
Strokes.
song was awesome for the first 10 seconds, and then it went downhill
I hate the Strokes.
for an
dude.
hour.
Hate the Strokes.
And it's like, it's
Who do you like better, the Strokes or Three Doors Down?
the only thing I can say is I at least remember what the Strokes sound like.
Oh, you need to listen to some Three Doors Down albums. They're good. It's like good fucking
No.
Southern.
Do I
No.
have to go 3 doors down in the basement where
You don't
nobody
like.
will
You
see
don't like
me in
if
order
I
to
go
hear him?
crazy. They think I'm Superman. Blah blah. That song
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite was awesome.
From what you just said, I think I don't like it.
You should listen to Kryptonite. And When I'm Gone, dude, the singer is amazing.
Are they like
No,
the
he's
more
not.
metal version of Jesus Jones?
No,
Yes.
Jesus Jones sucks.
I wouldn't felt Jesus Jones like that, but yeah.
I'm just gonna say bar bands rule.
They're
didn't
just
have-
one of those.
No.
They're just one of those bands that just got stuck in the fucking '90s shit bands, dude.
Dude,
That's all.
Jesus Jones sucked.
No,
There was
I'm talking
not
about-
one
I'm
good
talking about
song.
I'm talking about Three Doors Down, man.
No, they were 2000s. They started
They
2000s.
were late '90s, dude, when Kryptonite came out. Man.
Yeah, late 90s, 2000s. I like all their albums, dude. That
Well-
singer's amazing, man. They have some metal riffs and a lot
Didn't
of
one of the
metal.
guys get arrested for murder or something?
I don't know, but the fucking
The
guy
bass
could
player or
do.
something.
They do some killer riffs,
But
dude.
yeah, enjoy, dude. I mean, I'd give my
shit.
opinions. Are my opinions right? I don't know, but they're my fucking opinions.
And I just want to know why you motherfuckers hate Bang Tango.
I don't.
I
only
don't
like
hate
that one
them.
song.
They're lame.
That one
Why
song.
are they lame, Charles?
Because
I-
they suck.
they're
They-
lame
they-
because they suck.
They do
Great
they
answer. Survey
do-
said.
they do some excellent songs,
They
But-
do.
No.
but
I don't
not
agree.
album wise.
Oh, I, can
I
see
don't
us all-
agree,
I can see
and
us
that
all-
would
I can
make
see us
me-
all. I can see us all on Family
That-
Feud. Reasons why Bang Tango aren't good. Charles, they suck.
That
Ding,
would
number
that
one
would
answer.
make me yes, and that would make me wonder about the great Lee Gerstmann right
He
there.
likes
Well, you-
Bang Tango.
Hey, you
Hey,
have
I
to
love him. There you go.
I
you
like
rule.
it. I like it when people wonder.
Yeah, I
I wonder
wonder.
too.
Who wrote the book?
I don't know
of
what
Lee?
you're hearing in that lame shit. Yeah, I don't know about
Nah,
that.
Tim posted a song like in their 2000s, and I liked it. I
It
can't
was
think- I can't-
great. They
I
haven't
can't
had
think
a
of the name
bad
of it right
album.
now.
No,
They
it's
got a lot
not
of bad
great.
albums. They got a
I
lot of bad
agree.
albums.
Chris Sinzak, Joe Lestay, he retired, but he saw him like 4 years ago. He sucked. I go, yeah, his voice is rough with the first
He
album, but I liked
sucks.
it.
It's terrible. Terrible.
Terrible.
Terrible.
I ought to just give you privately a couple of the songs that I like, because that way at
Maybe.
least then even if you don't want to listen to them, and I'm not going to ask you to listen, at least then you'll know what I mean. But
For
I
Lee,
do
for
agree.
Lee,
I
for
do
Lee,
agree.
I will.
Thank you, but I do agree that album wise, they haven't ever made one fully good album. I will tell you
For-
that.
For Lee, I would do that. He made me review Ed Ames, who died last week. Rest in peace.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
yeah, And
I
I
feel
would do
bad
that,
if,
but-
I feel bad if after you did that Ed Ames review you cried because you had to do it, but I'm hoping you
no,
didn't
I wouldn't
cry.
cry. I wouldn't cry for that. It meant a lot to you personally. I'm that nice of a person.
Thank
But
you.
Bang Tango is blasky boo fucking terrible. But if you gave me a song or something, I might give it a chance.
Ready, Set,
You
Go.
know, that's what
Ready,
I like.
Set, Go. That
That's
came out
what
in
I like
2004.
about you is that you're one of the few people who are very real as far as your opinions, just like me. You, me, and a
There you
couple
go.
of other people.
Me? I
What?
give you my
No, not
opinion. I
Mark.
give you my straight
Not
out
Mark.
opinion.
No, no,
I
no,
give
no,
you, I
no,
say
no.
fucking Merciful Fate sucks. I say Slayer sucks.
Because
I'm not part
that
of the
makes
groups.
you dumb right there.
No,
Sorry,
but
it
no,
makes you
my
dumb.
opinions are fucking honest. If I wanted to lie to you guys, I would lie to you guys. I tell you exactly what I feel.
Well, okay, well maybe you're telling the truth, but it's somebody that likes extreme, get the funk out, and waited for
All
20 years for
I don't
crappy
like that
extreme
one
records.
Come
song.
on, I give you my honest opinion. I always have.
You might. You might.
I'll put it to you like this. I am not saying anybody doesn't, but I'm just saying in my radar of how I feel there's things that I look for, and like people look for mushrooms,
Well,
and Charles is one of those mushrooms.
because Charles gets you more than I did. I get it.
Oh yeah.
But I'm saying I've always gave you my honest opinion. I didn't make up things to make
no,
you
no.
happy.
I'm not saying you didn't.
I would have liked
All
Mascara Sue if I want to make you happy.
Nobody likes Mascara Sue except me.
Exactly. I hated it.
But the fact that you exaggerated it,
No, I
it's
didn't.
like if you had just left it for the review and then you didn't keep talking about later, then it would have been like, oh, this is a surprise
Well, yeah,
shock type of thing. But then it's like you're like a magician who does a trick, but then you explain the trick afterwards, and you keep doing that over and over again until
here.
your act is more explaining the tricks
Listen here,
than
Linda.
doing them.
You know who brings up the Mascara Sue review more than I ever did?
Who?
Charles. He just yelled at me for that for bringing him on there.
That was fucking awesome, Lee. Love
He
that.
did. But I'm just saying, I don't complain
Okay.
about Mascara Sue. My main complaint was Fairport Point.
Bullshit.
Convention.
Shut up.
Fucking don't bring up Fair Point Convention, which is a good album.
Fuck that album.
And I bring up Mascara Sue not because of Lee, but it's because you did Kiss Alive with some dipshit that we've never heard from again, ever on the Freeform.
I gotta
Rock
go
podcast.
look at who did that with us.
My favorite Kiss album, and I'm a Kiss tard, and you chose to pick some dude that ain't ever been on. I went from Meatloaf, which killed all the other reviews in the history of fucking Freeform Rock podcast. I did it in a car when I was in Ohio for a fucking what you call it, a calling hours, a funeral. And by the way, it killed. And then you brought me back months later for Mascara Sue.
I think we were both pissed off at you. Remember?
I don't know what you were pissed off at me about for.
I
didn't do shit.
I wasn't pissed off at you, Charles.
I don't know. No, you've told me before not to bring him on.
I didn't do nothing.
You were mad at
If-
him for something. Don't put it all on me.
I remember that, but if that's the case,
I think
it
for
was
Kiss
album
Alive,
related.
I think Kiss Alive, you didn't want him on there.
I don't know.
I think
I
I brought
wouldn't
him
have
up,
wanted to be on that.
and you
I
said
wouldn't have
no.
wanted to be.
You said no.
I don't remember that. I would remember if I didn't want to be in it.
I don't remember, but you've told me a couple or 3 or 4 times. No, Charles wouldn't be good for this episode. Oh, I want
Yeah.
I
Charles on that
think
episode.
okay. If I said that, it's because I did not want to hurt him.
But you're okay with
because
hurting
I
me.
because I thought that the reason why you were putting him on was to be a buffer, and I wanted to have you give your raw opinion
I
against
always
me,
do.
but without the buffer.
I don't need a buffer. I tell
That's
you
what I'm trying to say. I wasn't thinking of it in terms of not wanting him on. I was in terms of wanting the review to be more you and me duking it out.
I'm just saying,
it.
I'm getting blamed for not bringing him on certain episodes, but that wasn't just me saying that. You said no to a lot of them I asked you about.
Not a lot.
A lot.
What?
No. Just like
What?
you told me before, I shared my podcast with tons. There's only 3 places I share them in. That's not tons.
Jerry and Charles, what do I ask you every week? What guest would you like on for your episode?
He does. I admit he does.
I have asked Lee the same thing, and he said, no, not Charles. Let's just do it ourselves.
That is no. I think that I will let you say that because it's good for the ratings, but that's not what I said to you. But if for the point of the podcast you wanted to sound like we're having drama, then
No,
I will say,
I'm not.
Yeah,
but I never.
Okay, I said that.
I never
even though
disagreed with
I
Charles
didn't do
coming
that.
on the podcast. I think I asked you more than you asked me to bring Charles on the podcast.
Okay, well then I asked him, which means I'm not against him on the podcast.
Well,
I don't want to get. I don't want
twisty.
to. I don't want to get the full blame on this. It's not all my fault. We are partners, and
your musical
50-50.
your fucked upness is all your fault.
Let's go and show how
musical speaking.
I am the star.
Sorry.
I'm the star of this show. And Lee knows that deep down inside, I'm like his protege. I know what good is. So he doesn't want too much good on his show. He doesn't want too much good. He wants like some, fighting and arguments and stuff. And he doesn't want somebody. He doesn't want somebody that would agree with him too much.
I don't.
Who? Me or Mark?
No,
Me?
you, Lee. Yeah, you don't want. You want that.
Yeah,
you want that conflict.
Want people to agree.
He does want people to
Right.
agree. That's why he hated me. You
No,
agree with him
he
more
wants-
than I ever did, right, Lee?
He wants somebody that's going to say something asinine and stupid,
Charles.
and I'm not going to.
Lee, doesn't Charles agree with you more
No,
than I ever have?
I want
Yes,
that for free for
Lee
him,
and I agree.
but not mine.
Lee and I agree more because we are smart.
Yeah,
We are
whatever.
fucking smart people.
The difference between you, Charles, is that you actually earned your right to be as good as I am.
There you go. See, Mark?
I don't
See,
have popcorn.
Lee, I never saw
have
an
to.
ego in you in 7 years. What happened now?
No,
Because we're brilliant. We're brilliant.
I'm good in my opinions, but I have to tell you this: some of my reviews, I'm like, this song, I think it's.
Yeah, what I said, stop
I do that a lot.
I told you to
Lee.
stop.
Lee, on the latest review we just did on Knowles, did you
Uh-huh.
not say on the first song, you were like, that is more information than I've ever heard in my life on a podcast?
I
You
vaguely
did.
remember that.
Oh yeah, because I
Yes.
try to give him more information. He says,
No,
"Stop."
you can't. You can't top me on information.
I can on
You
some
can't.
bands. On some bands, I can.
No,
I could top
no,
you
you
on
couldn't.
Extreme. I could top you on
Oh
Duran
well, who
Duran. I could
cares?
top you on
Who
Oingo
cares?
Boingo. I could
I'm
top you
Who
having
on.
fun.
cares?
By the way, I'm having fun doing this, even though I think that a lot of what you're saying right now is just a bunch of
Well,
twisted
Jerry,
cotton
talk
candy.
shit, dude. Jerry's just sitting there eating nuts. Jerry,
Yeah.
say something.
Hey,
Oingo, oingo, boingo.
You
Who
can
the fuck
fucking
cares?
Oingo Boingo, Danny Elfman rules, and Lee did two pot. We did.
have you
double
ever
episode.
went to Jollibee and get some chicken joy?
Jollibee sucks. That's the
No,
worst
they don't.
chicken and burgers I ever had in my life.
Have you ever had their spaghetti?
Oh, it's horrible. It's like sugar.
It's the best spaghetti I've ever had.
Filipino spaghetti. No way.
Everybody wants all meat pizza with charcoal and
Dude.
cigarette ashes in it, and when someone does something sweet, it's
Jollibee
good.
is like sugar sauce.
It is the best spaghetti I've ever had.
No.
It is the best
Yeah.
spaghetti I ever had. You
Yes.
don't like vinegar and you don't like pickles.
I love pickles.
Yes.
I always get pickles on my burgers. And I don't like sweet pickles. I like sour pickles.
Well,
Mark on
that's
Taylor.
fine.
Mark Alden Taylor, you just have to live with myself and Lee have superior taste to you.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. Yes,
Fuck
we do.
you. Well, you guys have weird shit. Lee likes fucking Lou Reed, dude. You don't like Lou Reed.
I actually
Well, I
like
can
metal.
look past that.
Well, I'm not going to say I like Metal Machine music, but if you listen to it very low, kind of like this, very, very low, and you listen
You
to
can
it
chill.
as an avant-garde piece of strangeness, it won't make you vomit. That's what
There
I
you
want to
go.
say.
Unlike extreme, which will make
Fuck
you
off.
vomit, have diarrhea.
No.
Yes.
There was a group called, I think it was called 7 Summers Down. I don't remember their whole
Lee
name.
liked 3 Sides of the Story by Extreme. We did a review.
But I'm talking about 7 Summers Down,
Yeah.
or whatever that group is. I heard it on the lowest volume that I could, and after about 4 songs, I actually had physical ache and depression signs for about a week because
Yikes.
their
I-
music was absolutely horrible.
Lowest
Fairport
volume
Point
possible.
conversion or convention in
Hey,
fucking
shut up.
United States of America. Mascara Sue gave me a big depression.
No,
So-
it didn't.
Oh,
Not
God,
maybe
yeah.
mascara Sue, but the United States of America wasn't that bad.
It was
I listened to
horrible.
it. You don't know good music.
Mascara
I-
Sue is a part of a Japanese group called Machine Gun Television, and they do avant-garde weirdness, and their point is to be weird. And then she went to Switzerland and did this weird album on purpose. And it's like it was so weird that I was intrigued with it, and I thought it was really good.
It wasn't
Yeah.
worse than the Shags. The Shags was the worst we ever did. Thank you.
The
Good night.
Shags?
Mic drop.
I thought
Yes.
you guys thought Hysteria was the worst thing we ever did.
That was,
I
really
actually-
shit too.
I actually really loved about 4 songs off of Hysteria.
I don't know. I
Yikes.
like mostly the whole thing, so I'm the odd man out on.
Of course. Well, you
then
have no taste.
I
but
have a
that's okay.
lot. You know what? Just because my taste is the same as your taste, at least I defend my taste and love my taste. So I don't
That's
fucking let you
true.
guys talk shit
Do
about
you
me,
know?
make me change.
Do you know that even if I were to hear one of my own songs and I didn't like it, I would admit it?
So
The
would
uncle with the gravy. The uncle with the gravy licking the bone.
That
I.
Rules.
that 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 was an interesting song. I'm trying to
Mark on Taylor.
transcribe it. I'm trying to transcribe
Yeah.
it into score music, but it's giving me trouble.
I love
My
that
my
song.
app my app is
Mark
being
on
like,
Taylor.
we don't compute. We don't compute.
Mark
love
on Taylor. I know you're against AI, but could you imagine a John Lennon version of Bugs on Cheese?
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That would rule,
Well, the
dude.
Dr. Fuck version ruled too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We are Bugs on
I don't
Cheese. To
talk
be all
shit.
like psychedelic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That would kick
I think
ass.
Jerry had to take a piss. He took off. I wanted to say goodbye, but I'm waiting for Jerry to come back.
That's
Fuck.
an old book that a friend of mine who contacted me first on Facebook and then messaged me had of me, and then he's like weeding stuff out of his place, and so he asked, would you like your the poetry books back? And I was like, they're your books, but I wouldn't mind having the screenshot. When I don't have time for screenshots, I'll just give them
Lee,
to you.
like
And I'm like,
the majority of the time you post
wow.
like, hey, I
So
wanna do my poetry post. I'm asleep because it's like 2 or 3 in the morning here.
I know, but
So
I'm
fuck the
I'm
rest of
talking.
them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fuck the
I'm
rest of
talking.
them.
Yeah, I'm talking
When
about.
you
He
get
Yeah,
fucks
yeah.
mad,
with the people. He fucks
Most
with
of
people.
those. I'm not, Charles. When I'm making those posts, I'm never talking about you. I'm talking to them. I just want you
yeah.
to know
Well,
that.
Lee, I respond to most of your posts, but then you told me I
And
was
I'm not.
trolling you, and you told
In
me to
fact,
stop.
I'm not even. Well,
I'm
I'm
just
weird,
saying, I get it.
but I wasn't even talking about you, Mark. The thing is, Mark, the thing when I was saying that, it wasn't that I thought you were trolling me per se. I was just thinking that you were responding to things that I wasn't even talking about you for, but the way you said it, it was like you were defending the other side, when it then gave the other people the idea, well, Mark already said this, so we don't have to say it.
Well,
So the thing is, uh, um, it's
you,
like you were defending the side that I wasn't even thinking you were on, and so my idea was, without saying it, because I don't want to say these posts are for specific people, but they were for specific people, but the people who they're for aren't the ones who respond
but
generally.
the thing is, you get pissed off when nobody responds to your post. So I said,
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
I'm going to support you and fucking respond
You
to
know
your
what?
post.
I
And the
have to
thing is,
apologize.
I'm
I want to
sorry. I didn't know
apologize
they
to
were.
you.
I didn't
want to
think they were
apologize.
all on me. You know.
I want to apologize to you then, because you know, language and intuition is a tricky fellow. We all know. It's like two people, one talks Italian and the other talks Chinese, and they don't understand each other. And the Italian guy says in Italian, why don't you understand me? And the Chinese guy says, why don't you understand me? And of course, since they don't understand each other, they can't answer each other, but they still keep talking to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Okay, man. Let's get out of here, Jerry. Any final
Well, I
thoughts,
have
man?
to say,
Go ahead,
is Jerry
Charles.
still here?
Yeah, Jerry's back. We don't
Jerry,
see
you go.
you, dude. All I see is looks like a dick.
Well, because I'm walking, I'm getting beer and cigarettes. I want to say, Lee, check out Fog Hat Live. Awesome album. You just
I
reviewed
will.
it. And whatever, we're gonna be off for 2 weeks. Marco's wife.
Yeah, the video will be
Uh,
gone for a week.
There's an album
Yeah.
by Foghat that I still need to hear, and every time I'm about to go listen to it, I totally forget to put it on. And it's the one with the cover of a rock on one side and a crescent roll or a whatever it is, a muffin on the other side, and people call it rock and roll, but it's the second album by Foghat, and it's their most obscure album because I never saw it back in the day, but I always saw it with their fourth or fifth album, but I have to hear it because it's one of those albums I keep forgetting about. Just like Frank Zappa's album, The Man from Utopia.
Yeah.
But I've heard that a lot, and I still need to keep hearing it.
Foghat is an underrated 70s album band, in my opinion.
Yeah.
By far.
Jerry, any final thoughts, man?
Like and subscribe to both of our Freeform and BS sessions. Mark, have a fucking great vacation, dude. Lee, it's always fucking great seeing you, brother, man.
You too, Jerry.
Like I said, I can't take your place. I can only succeed you, man.
I think that you're pretty good. I will say that I might not always agree with your opinions, but I do think that you are at least, I can't ever assume what you're going to say. It's always a surprise, and that's what I think makes for a cool host.
Thank you, sir. That means a lot.
Awesome.
Right on.
Well,
Charles.
I can say next part to finish.
Charles, you're breaking up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just gonna. I can't say shit because my earphones fell out. But
Okay.
I was.
You can
say,
talk with
Mark,
your mouth and not your ears.
Yeah, Mark. I rule, and great. Go ahead, finish.
I rule too, man. Like and subscribe, hit that thumbs up. Check out the Freeform Rock podcast. This week we have the Bullet Boys debut album. Next week, I don't remember what we have, but it's coming up. Might be the Bob Seger live album. I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
Thank you, Lee, for coming on, man, because
Charles, me and you ought to do a Bob Seger album that is not in print soon.
Didn't we do that?
Let's do it.
Didn't we do a Bob? Oh, you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, and I kept saying, do it.
I'm saving it for Charles.
You suck.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You were teasing me that for years.
Mark, I can do another one with you.
Okay, that's cool. All right, guys, take it easy, man. Have a good day, man, and God bless. Later.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.